Hey YouTube, and welcome to another video. As the title says, I am really sorry for the delays that have happened. Uh, as promised in my last video, it was supposed to be January 2nd. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, about 8 weeks since my last video, and I am truly sorry. The goal was to start a everything you need to know or ultimate Git series, as mentioned, and there has been a whole lot of delays. It turns out it's a lot harder to make videos than originally expected. I'm still working on them. It's just that I'm going to be doing something different in the meantime while I'm working on those Git videos, just so that I can put something on the channel that's useful, and is another idea I had that is a lot easier to create instead of the Git videos. With the Git videos themselves, let me show you what I have so far. And in terms of delays, I recently got married, traveling the whole country. I have a house now and working on maintaining for that, trying to learn Japanese for a future trip to Japan. Working out. YouTube's not my only job, but this is a side hobby. I have an actual job where I'm a senior engineer, and we've been extremely busy. The list goes on. The other stuff is for Motion Canvas. I was kind of waiting for programmable sounds to happen. I mentioned that having programmable sounds is really nice because there is a bug, or not bug, it's a feature with Motion Canvas that if you have audio that's being played, the video will end when either the audio ends or the video ends, whichever one comes first. So if you have a little sound effect that you want to play, well, you're going to have to go into some audio programs, add some silent noise to your sound effect, or on the front and back portion of it. The front not so much because you can offset when the sound starts. But you'd have to mess with the sound itself, either recording the whole audio and then pasting that in Motion Canvas and doing some modifications there. With programmable sounds, the idea behind it, or the original use case behind it, was you trigger the sounds based on when the actual animation, for certain animations. So if you have a repeat animation, let's say you have an animation of someone like building something with a hammer, well, every time your animation has the hammer down to hit something, a programmable sound would trigger. It makes for a more natural kind of animation without having to step through a whole bunch of things. What I wanted to do for my workflow was each scene I have a little bit of a sound that plays, or I record my sound chunks and put it into Motion Canvas and modify them within Motion Canvas on when they play, when they don't play, etc. So I've been waiting for this, and it's been a while. This started in August. But I'm happy to say that as of last week of recording this, we've made some progress. So the pull request has been merged, and everything is going well. The new release of Motion Canvas is in alpha right now, so it's fixed a number of bugs, and this is the one I'm really excited for. Sound waveforms can display the sound in the timeline. And then the creator of Motion Canvas says that he just released this version. If anyone wants to try it, this is what it looks like. Also, to prove that I have been working on this, I'm not a good script writer, but I have a long script of things to do. And then it also turns out that what I wanted to do was actually show what it's like to install Git on a Mac, on a Windows, on Linux. And in all of those different systems, I already had Git installed. And it's a challenge to reinstall Git without first uninstalling it. And of course that makes sense. But with Windows, I have Windows 10, not Windows 11. And this is how much I care about these videos. I had to figure out how to get a VM up and running for Windows 11 on my Windows 10 computer. And then I had 90 days to record the video and get it perfect. With Linux, I really didn't want to have another VM running because that takes a lot of resources. I am resource limited, unfortunately, on my computers, and I wanted to keep the Windows VM up and running on my Windows computer. And so I went to, I think, either AWS or Linode. If you don't know what those are, don't worry. And I installed Git on those and showed the tutorial based on that. For a Mac, that was a different story. It took weeks to figure out, because I did the first draft of the tutorial, and let's see, yeah, I took weeks of getting a VM, trying to figure it out, because I have a Mac, I have Git installed, and when I first did the tutorial for a Mac, what I did was I used Homebrew to install it. But with Homebrew, if you already have another version of Git on your Mac, it will install, but it won't replace. And when I did the whole git version command, I saw that, oh, I'm not using Homebrew's version of Git, I'm using Xcode's version of Git, which comes with all Macs nowadays. And so I'm like, okay, well, I really don't want to uninstall the Xcode version of Git on my Mac because I have all my settings and everything with Git, and I don't want to ruin all of that. And so now I'm trying to figure out how to emulate a Mac, and that was a challenge. It took a week on the Windows machine to find a tutorial online and figure out how to create a Mac VM on Windows. I got it working, but it was slow, very, very laggy, and it did not give a good user experience. So I threw all of that away. I'm like, I have a MacBook. That's my primary tool for development. So I deleted my... So, no, not deleted. I got the VM software. There's 3 of them that I found for making a Mac-based VM. The issue is I needed 64 gigabytes of hard drive space, and stupid me, when I got my Mac, the person at the store accidentally gave me a terabyte, and I said no, the sale that was going on is only for the 512 gigabyte model. I want that one because I want the sale. I didn't have much money at the time, and I still don't have much money at the time, currently. So I stupidly didn't realize the sale was on the bigger sized Mac. I turned that down. It was only a $200 difference. And now I'm stuck with the Mac I currently have, which has a small hard drive, and turns out that it was fully used. You can't use a NAS, which is where I store all these videos, to host the VM. unfortunately. And so I like to play games. I play Civ 5 and everything. And that's like 7 or 10 gigabytes of stuff that had to go. All of my other games had to go. All of my large files had to go. I had to literally go through all of my Node projects and get rid of Node modules, that library, if you know anything about Node.js, and delete them because the stuff for some of my applications were gigabytes. I had so many Node modules in them, and I just had to go over and over and over again. And eventually I think I got 70 gigs free to install this VM so that I could record video for you guys. That worked beautifully. It's my go-to solution for Mac VM currently, and the only constraint is I can't really have much more stuff on this computer, unfortunately. And so that's where I'm at now. I'm going to wait a little bit longer for Motion Canvas to catch up. I feel like we're close for programmable sounds. And I will be waiting for that before I start producing the Git series. It will take probably a few more months. In the meantime, I'm going to be having a video of starting with a small, simple application, Node.js application, and expanding it to be a enterprise-wide platform. So what that means is I'm going to start with a simple Node.js image. I'm going to put it into Git, add your unit tests, integration tests, CI/CD pipeline. You need to run the application in a live environment. And so everything right now is going to be focused for on-prem. I'm going to be doing this in seasons. Season 1 is on-prem. Season 2 will be in the cloud. But for Season 1, we're going to expand, go over Docker, go over Kubernetes. It's not going to be a deep dive like I will have in the future. Git's not going to be a deep dive like I will be in the future. I'm going to skip some steps. That's intentional. If you have questions, please ask me down below. And these videos will be more on the raw side. I'll still have Motion Canvas animations mixed in. There will be still some editing, but it won't be a full-on edited video with Motion Canvas animations the whole way through, like the Git series is. Plus, for the enterprise stuff, there really isn't going to be a script. It's going to be off the top of my head and then edited. Where the Git series is fully scripted, fully edited. It's a lot of work when you have no time. And then, yes, I did also, and it's been a pain trying to figure out what software to use on the Mac, because I'm new to this. I don't know what I'm doing all the time. And so trying to figure out applications, like this one right here is Audacity, and I recorded like my intro. I have a sound effect that's really cool. You'll see that actually in the Git series. I have an overview section, prerequisites, what is version control, and then I need to record the rest of it. And then putting this into iMovie and try that out. And the reason for that is with Motion Canvas, if I get this started, is sometimes I've seen a bug. Let me go to localhost. I think I'm 9001. Yeah. So in my previous videos, for when I talked about audio, you actually have to turn the audio on here in order to preview it. I didn't know that. And then this is the sound effect that I have. Technically, it should be starting over here, but I added a little bit longer intro, which means my offset has to change. Fun stuff. But, yeah, so we got preview. Yeah, so sometimes the audio isn't included in the video. I also tried to make my own terminal boxes in Motion Canvas. So this is the one for Linux. This is the one for Mac. This is the one for Windows, or at least the Windows one I have. I just disabled it. It was a lot harder to do the one for Windows because how you install Git isn't through Windows or through a terminal. It's through the UI is the easiest. I do mention about Chocolatey, which is if you were to do it with a terminal, this is how you would do it. But the most common way is through just clicking a bunch of boxes like every other Windows application. So I have both of those there. And then, so I went over that. And then the last thing I wanted to go over is in my previous videos, I had text that was in a line, and I was complaining how hard it is to get that all done. It turns out what you need to do is have a layout. As you can see, like I don't have the text. I don't say when the text is offsetted or whatever. To offset, you actually have to have it in a node. And you can get it perfectly aligned. So then you just position the offset, or position the layout, sorry, and you're able to get everything all aligned. I'm not going to show the rest of this because I don't want to ruin the surprise. Actually, by the time you're done watching this video, the video where this animation is should be released. And so this Thursday, the Thursday you're watching this, or at least the Thursday this comes out, I'll be posting 3 videos. There's this video, which is the I'm sorry video. There is the hello, welcome to my playlist video. And then the last video will be the actual first video, which will be, again, making a simple Hello World application, but doing this from the mindset of you are an enterprise, and watch how complicated something can grow from just a small, simple API to this massive enterprise level system, from front end to database to maybe Redis, maybe a bunch of other tools and technology out there. I've seen stuff on YouTube where it walks you through theoretically how everything is laid out, but it doesn't show you anything hands-on how everything is laid out, or how to lay it out in person, or how to actually physically create everything or yourself. So that is what I'll be working on. And again, I'll have the Git videos in amongst everything. And again, I am so sorry. Thank you all for watching. Thank you all for being so supportive. I have been watching the subscriber count climb very slowly. It's still climbing since my last video a month and a half ago. So I'm truly sorry for having everything take so long. And I am very appreciative of all of you, and hopefully you all will continue down this journey. I'm not going to try to do a timeline anymore. That's too challenging to hit, unfortunately, with my busy schedule, my busy life. But I will do my best to release on Thursdays, as I was doing last year. and we'll see where that goes. So videos will come as they come, unfortunately, and hopefully you guys will enjoy me doing both the Git series and the Enterprise series in tandem. One last note is the series where I redid my portfolio. I mentioned that the next video would be on Tailwind CSS. I have officially stopped that series. I have gone in a different direction with that. There was some major bugs, and I've had the same template for 5-7 years now. And while yes, I converted everything over to React, and it was very nice and simple. Technically, it was Next.js, and it was very nice and simple. I redid the entire style of the site. Actually, if you go to it right now, you'll see that it's under construction because there's some design decisions I need to still make. And again, there's a lot of stuff going on. But yeah, that will not be... the video for that will not be created anymore. So I'm just going to stick with the 2 series I mentioned before. And so thank you all for watching. And if you made it this far, please jump over to the next video, which I'll have a card or somewhere that will take you there. So thank you so much and have a great day.